Sweet Lou.
Oh, he tweeted this out and said the old man still got it. I love how much NBA guys just love playing basketball.
Absolutely.
I mean, just doesn't matter the situation. Just let's go play some ball, man.
I mean, imagine just being able to play basketball for a living.
Right.
Like, so what do you do in the summer? I play ball. What do you do in your off time?
I play ball.
Yeah.
Check out the sick dunk by Tavian Kinsey, a Columbus, Ohio native who plays college hoops at Marshall.
Hold on.
This is where we need the open category, bro.
Yeah.
This
Slam
kid's
dunk
in
contest.
college, Marshall. Oh, my goodness. From Columbus, Ohio? Man, there must be something in the water.
That's like a reverse East Bay because of the way you usually put the ball through your legs the other way. That was impressive.
I was thinking the other way. Check this out. High school football in Tennessee. Giovanni Cromwell making a crazy catch on the last play of the game to win it.
I see you, Giovanni. Go on with your bad self. The 2 deflections.
That's drama.
Number 26 and number 10.
Number 10?
They shouldn't even want to go back to those.
Let me see that again, because number 10 makes a good play considering the fact he's a 7th grader, it would appear. And, I mean, just unlucky on the bounce.
I think they were playing a cover 2 man right there. Kid should have turned his head back, looked back to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
You know that special feeling you get when that Fox NFL theme song comes on? Cue that song up. Cue it up.
Oh,
That's the one. Just get excited. Thursday night football tonight. Eagles and Browns. Preseason in parentheses. With coverage beginning at 8 Eastern. Baker Mayfield back on center stage. The rookie has yet to throw an interception in his first 33 preseason attempts. I'm getting excited. Nick Foles will be under center for the Eagles after the quarterback avoided a serious injury in last week's game. CC, how much of a measuring stick is this game for Cleveland against the Super Bowl champs tonight?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity. You're talking about a lot of kids, young players within their first 4 years in the league. So I would say a lot of people think, well, what do the pros think in Cleveland? I said, man, it takes a long time for guys to start thinking about losing. Because they come from winning programs. It takes a long time. They just think it's either the organization, the coach, like eventually I'm going to win. Why? Because typically all of them have won. Last week's game, Philadelphia, they got dominated by New England. Philadelphia didn't necessarily have, after breaking training camp, the emphasis on trying to win that game. You could see the intensity. New England was playing at a different speed. We've had so many eyeballs on Cleveland in their preseason. Got Hard Knocks there. So now, week number 3, which is typically the best week to measure where your team is. Cleveland going against the world champs. So for me, I think it's a good test because it gets them ready for week number 1 where they face the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
Right? So you can say that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, they're 4 of the best teams in the NFL. So in week number 3, Cleveland is able to say, because you know their coach, Hugh Jackson, said they're going to shock the world this year. I believe they're going to win at least 6 games. Coming off a 1-win season, that's a
0-win season.
0-win season,
win in 2 seasons.
Yes, that's a tremendous vote of confidence as far as Hugh keeping his job. They got some good players. Philadelphia has better players. So they got some matchups in this game that we do want to see, but ultimately it's a matter of seeing Baker Mayfield, what he can do against a quality Philadelphia defense so that we can continue to watch the battle between Tyrod Taylor as their starting quarterback and the number 1 draft.
And more on that quarterback battle in a moment. But as far as the talent goes, we saw Michael Kendricks on this past week's episode of Hard Knocks, who had been with Philly, say to that defensive room, there's more talent in this room than there was in last year's locker room. We just don't know how to win. Now, you can disagree about the talent thing. That's a guy pumping his current teammates up. I get it. But I also truly believe this Browns team is not, there is no such thing as a typical 0-16 team because we'd only seen it once before. It's not even your typical 1 or 2 win team. I watched the Browns a lot last year because they were a fun team to bet against given their quarterback situation. That was a 3 or 4 win team, a typical really bad team who had the worst quarterback play we've had in this league in a decade. And that's not an overstatement. I dug into the numbers last night. Not only did DeShone Kizer throw the most picks in the league by a wide margin, not only did he have the worst completion percentage in the league by a wide margin, he had the worst quarterback rating in the league since 2010, since Jimmy Clausen played a season for Carolina that led to them.
Chuck and Jimmy Clausen.
Right, that led to
That's
them.
a name from the past.
Right, drafting Cam Newton. How did they draft Cam Newton? Because they had the #1 overall pick as well, because their team, or their quarterback play was that bad. I look at the Browns and I say, I am curious to see how Myles Garrett does against Vaitai, because I don't think Jason Peters is playing.
Yes.
You might say, oh, it's a backup. Well, he was their backup when they won the Super Bowl. I want to see how the Browns secondary, which is, I think, the weakest part of their defense, we will see how Denzel Ward does against Nick Foles. Oh, he's a backup. Yeah, he was the backup that won the damn Super Bowl. Like, I'm curious to see how this Browns offense does against a healthy Eagles defense that won the Super Bowl. Like, that, those are things, it is an important measuring stick to see, are the Browns going to be a competitive team this year?
How much are we buying into the Browns as a team that is going to be competitive because of all the hype that HBO has pushed in Hard Knocks, that the NFL has pushed in trying to put Baker Mayfield out there with the modeling and the next coming of the great thing in the NFL? I mean, I feel like there's a lot of hype surrounding this team. And is it just that, or is there some real substance behind it? Do you really see some talent on this team that could
question.
Win a couple
and the substance
games?
part is it starts with John Dorsey. If we just had Hugh Jackson there, I've been like, you know something, he's going to get swallowed up in the Cleveland swarm, which all the other coaches. He wouldn't be the first coach to be a good coach. Bill Belichick, it got him there.
They are Eric Mangini.
Yes, it's a tough place to get that culture changed around, and because of the ownership. But John Dorsey brings stability. Todd Haley, I'm a fan of. So you bring him alongside of Hugh Jackson with these couple quarterbacks that they have. Jarvis Landry, getting him on the roster, signing him to a huge $16 million contract. Trading for Tyrod Taylor, not putting the pressure on whoever they were going to be able to draft right away. Trying to hang in there with Josh Gordon and trying to help him in his life. So they're doing a lot of things. That was before Hard Knocks got there. I had told Nick I thought they were going to win at least 5 games, because last year I saw them give away 5 games.
Right. That's the thing is, that's why I said Browns prognostication involves Baker not playing.
Is on Tyrod.
It involves Tyrod Taylor.
Right. If your plan works,
right,
he doesn't play this year.
Exactly. If they are a 6-win team, if I'm right that they could be close to 8 wins, then Tyrod is the quarterback throughout the season. Maybe week 16, 17, it's a different story. But that's the other reason why that tonight's game's interesting. Baker's played really well. But the reason the Browns have been able to publicly and privately stick to the script is because Tyrod has yet to make a mistake this preseason. They haven't asked him to do a lot, but he's 75% completions, a 134 rating, hasn't thrown a pick, hasn't fumbled the football. We know the fan base is probably thinking, give us Baker. We know that they're organizationally, they're promoting Baker social media-wise.
Yeah.
You mentioned not just the underwear modeling, that the organization didn't do that, but that John Dorsey parody video, the organization put that out.
No, they want him to be the face.
Absolutely, and he is the face.
And he will be.
But if Tyrod plays poorly in this game, which will be his last preseason game, he will still be the starter. But that then could quickly change the momentum of the situation and the narrative surrounding the quarterback situation in Cleveland.
And those are some of the reasons why tonight's game is very important for the Cleveland Browns. Philadelphia didn't play well last week against New England, so we know they will put more emphasis because week number 4, they will sit most of their starters. I remember when Denny Green took over Minnesota Vikings, he let us know not only his pre-camp meetings, but when we went to the preseason, he said, I'm getting ready to change the culture around here. Now, in Minnesota, it wasn't bad like Cleveland. He said, the preseason games are important, and we're going to send some messages. And, man, we ran up the score. I think we broke the preseason record. We ran up the score on a bunch of people. What they're doing in Cleveland makes these preseason games important, so you can create a culture that they know how to win games compared to giving away games, which we saw them at least 5 of them last season.
All right, let's take a break there. Coming up on the other side, are the Cowboys making a big mistake when it comes to Dak and Zeke? We'll tell you what we're talking about next.